Thank you for coming in to interview for our management position today. I look forward to our interview.
Thank you, Abby. I appreciate the opportunity you are giving me. Leadership is something that I am really passionate about.
That is great to hear, Jason. Let's go ahead and get started. You mentioned leadership as something you are passionate about. Can you elaborate on your leadership philosophy?
Absolutely. Let me start by saying that while I'm applying for a management position in your organization, I do not intend to be a manager. I really want and strive to be a leader. Managers and leaders are two very different roles. Managers make sure things are status quo, while leaders encourage people to look beyond and make changes. Leaders motivate people through example to do their best work and accomplish amazing tasks as a team. Kouzes and Posner wrote an excellent book entitled The Leadership Challenge. In this book, they detail 5 practices that exemplary leaders display. My intention as a leader is to continually work on these 5 practices and become a better leader. The first practice they talk about is modeling the way and being the first one to roll up my sleeves and start working. Lippman wrote a great article in Forbes which mentioned that leaders are not too big for any one job, and workers tend not to resent a leader who is willing to make the same sacrifices that we ask them to make. If given the opportunity, my team will not see me sitting in my office all the time, but rather I will lead by example, and my team will see me doing the very same jobs I ask. Inspiring a shared vision is the second important practice to lead. Exceptional leaders know how to enlist the help of others by creating a common vision and inspiring people to follow the same dream. In an article by Gallo in Forbes, it stated up to 1/3 of U.S. employees are so unhappy that they are considering leaving their jobs. This just isn't a model to provide exceptional products or services. People don't dream of increasing their market share or increasing their sales numbers. They dream of making a difference in this world. I also deeply believe that positivity breeds positivity. No one wants to be following a leader who is negative all the time. This negativity will trickle down through the entire team. Customers of any product or service do not want to engage in a negative transaction. This form of leadership only leads to failure. I fully intend to challenge the process in my position. As I stated earlier, I do not intend to keep the status quo. This is not a successful long-term model. As a leader, you have to look for opportunities to improve the process. And sometimes the reality is that this risk causes failure, and that's part of being a good leader, growing as a leader, and propagating success. In today's workplace, jobs are constantly changing, and being inactive as a leader is the riskiest choice one could make. As a leader, I also understand that taking on a big project or goal can be daunting and scary, so you have to be able to break those projects down into smaller tasks to help generate small wins for the team. Kouzes and Posner find that generating small, incremental, and consistent steps forward have a large impact on worker motivation. I personally enjoy success. I think everybody does. And getting a taste of success after I have truly put my care and effort into a problem helps me move forward. Unfortunately, with that risk does not always come reward. Sometimes we will fail. But even in these situations, there's opportunity for growth and learning. As Kouzes and Posner say, success does not breed success, it breeds failure. It is only failure which breeds success. While I may be motivated myself, I also have to practice encouraging others. I know to achieve the best results from employees, I need to enable my employees through education, experience, and mentoring. Kouzes and Posner show that when organizations choose to invest more resources into training, they receive larger returns on investment than organizations that do not. The other real advantage of developing employees to become more self-motivated and confident in their jobs is that they will not always need to come to me for questions. They will be able to take care of many situations independently. I trust in people, and I trust they can handle this. By taking care of these, it opens up more time for me as a leader to concentrate on strengthening the team so we can accomplish bigger projects, be more creative, and have more success. Something that cannot be forgotten is encouraging the heart. First, I'll have to get to know the employees and create meaningful connections. Kouzes and Posner say when a leader truly connects with team members, they can provide rewards that are specific to that employee. And when you are engaging someone's heart, they will do amazing things for that very person who encouraged them. And rewards do not always have to cost money. It is important that I always show appreciation when people are going above and beyond. Sometimes just a simple thank you can go a very long way. As I stated earlier, I'm not a behind-the-desk leader. I like to interact with people. I want to see and hear me praising employees' accomplishments and contributions. I do not discount that people want and need to be paid a fair wage for their job. We all do. But that only means they will do the job. More importantly, money will not be an indicator of how well they do that job. It's only through a greater sense of accomplishment we can improve morale, performance, and commitment.
Thank you for elaborating on your philosophy, Jason. It sounds like you have taken some time to study and try to understand leadership beyond a supervision role only. Can you explain what you look for in a new hire?
Sure. Hiring a new employee is a difficult task. Some things I look for are the same as I am trying to embody as a leader, because I think leadership should be everyone's job on my team. Attitude is very important to me. I look for people that are persistent and do not give up easily when challenged. Bill Bartman writes for Business Insider, and he has a great example about a new hire. He hired a FedEx driver because they applied for a job 8 times, so he hired her on the spot. The thing to consider is that the employee was persistent. They may have some deficiencies, but they had that good attitude of never giving up. I really like that in an employee. I also want to see employees with intelligence. And I don't mean just that they have a high IQ. I like creativity. As a leader, I want to challenge the process, and I need employees who are going to look at things and see ways we can improve a process or accomplish something more effectively. And if an employee believes something cannot work because it has not been done, they're probably not the right fit for my team. I also think integrity is essential. As Kouzes and Posner say, they do what they say they will do. It's called follow-through. If someone's late to an interview, they're probably not possessing the trait I need right now and not a good fit for the team. But employees with integrity will give me honest feedback. They're not afraid to give me the bad news when it happens, and that's something that I need.
Now that we have discussed hiring, sometimes we have to terminate an employee. How do you believe this should be handled?
Well, letting someone go is something that nobody wants to do or enjoys, but it certainly can happen. I think before I go into that too far, it's important that I say if someone's struggling, I would probably look at the process first. I don't believe, given the right environment, that problems usually originate out of an employee, but instead the root cause generally lies in the process. If this is not the case, and we do find employees deliberately causing an issue that leads to termination, honesty is the best policy. I do not want to pass the task on another person. If that team member is on my team, it's my job. I would absolutely follow the organization's guidelines for termination while making sure to give the employee honest feedback. I believe, again, that failure provides opportunity, and hopefully the employee will learn something from the experience, take the advice, and be a better employee in their next position. This isn't something I would want to do publicly. Space is needed, and consideration for the employee as a person is important. We are changing the course of someone's life by termination, and it's important that they leave with dignity. I think you never know what may come in the future, so I try not to burn bridges, and I think that's always going to be the best approach.
How will you motivate current employees?
I will motivate my team by many of the leadership skills I spoke about earlier. I like to lead by action and example, so the team is willing to follow. I will make sure to help develop my team through education and encouragement, building confidence within their position. I want to make sure everybody knows how appreciated it is when they go above and beyond the day-to-day activity. By giving that positive feedback when employees display the attitudes and actions that I want as a leader, I can provide a reinforcement. There are many strategies to help engage employees. Exemplary leaders know how to be genuine in their ability to show appreciation and recognition for good work. When employees truly believe what they are doing has a positive impact somewhere, they're going to produce results. To help accomplish that, I have to take the time to truly get to know the team and the individuals. Learn what their motivations are, what drives them. By taking that time to learn, we can all come together around core values and goals and create a clear path to follow. Everyone should be encouraged by that to create successful results. Kouzes and Posner say strong leadership will appeal to common ideas throughout the team and give purpose and meaning to that job at hand.
What are your greatest strengths and weaknesses as a manager?
Well, I think one of my greatest strengths is the ability to receive feedback, both positive and negative. I encourage people to provide me with feedback on what I'm doing, what's working, what isn't, and how they think I can do a better job. By inviting that feedback from team members and supervisors, I provide myself the opportunity to look inward and grow as a person and a leader. I understand that even outside of my position, I'm a leader. I'm a leader to my children, and I'm probably a leader to someone I don't even know views me in that capacity. This is why it is so important for me to be self-aware of the choices and actions I take, and to invite feedback so I continue to grow as a leader and a person. I also think I'm a very driven person. Given a goal and a path, I intend to get the job done the right way. I have no interest in completing tasks. It does not bring me any satisfaction. I want to learn everything I can about a job or a project so I can do the best job possible and hopefully find a new way to do the job even better. I think leading in this manner encourages my team to approach the job in the same way, driven with a sense of purpose. I believe my biggest weakness is letting my inner self tell me to be quiet. I believe I am naturally an introvert at times, and I would like to avoid eye contact instead of starting a conversation in certain situations. What's important is that I'm aware of this about myself, and because of this, I think I can work on it and improve. I make sure to say hi and smile when I pass the people. If I'm thinking of a compliment, I push myself to make sure I say it rather than just avoid contact. Often in meetings, I can be the last one to speak up. I sit there and learn about people and the subject matter before I feel like I can talk. But again, I know this about myself, and so I strive to be more self-aware and change those weaknesses about myself.
Thank you for your time and candor. You will hear from me soon.
Thank you. I can honestly say that I have given my time and energy to this class. Not only to achieve a good grade, but because the material really appealed to me. Throughout this class, I have tried to keep myself engaged and active in the class. I read every assignment in full, often highlighting quite a bit of the book, every important aspect I can find in the chapter, which helped me complete my writing assignments. When I was done writing, I didn't just turn things in. I took the time to proofread my writing and make spelling and grammatical changes. I always attempted to get assignments in on time, though there were one or two instances early in the semester I was a day late, and I lost the points as stated in the syllabus of rubric. I did read all the rubrics carefully, including the additional feedback that I received from you, and I tried to make sure I was adhering to those grading guidelines in an attempt to earn my maximal points. In that regard, I have attempted in this assignment to again earn the maximum points. I always want to challenge myself to do the best I can, understanding that sometimes I won't, but I can learn from it and apply that to do a better job next time. I really did feel engaged in this class. I felt it had a profound effect on me as a leader and a person moving forward. I believe the text was really beneficial, and I intend to keep it around as a reference. It's certainly something I see myself going back to again in the future. Thank you very much for your time and the direction of this class, and go Broncos.